Major companies just made a move that nobody is talking about. Humanoid robots are now working inside real factories, doing actual jobs. This is not a test anymore. Thousands of them are already on factory floors right now. What started quietly is about to become impossible to ignore. Boston Dynamics conducted the first real-world test of its Atlas humanoid robot outside laboratory conditions at Hyundai's factory near Savannah, Georgia. The 5-foot 9-inch, 200-pound AI-powered robot practiced sorting roof racks for assembly lines without human assistance. Zach Jakowski, who heads Atlas development at Boston Dynamics, confirmed this marked the first time Atlas performed real work outside a lab environment. The Hyundai plant employs over 1,000 robots, alongside almost 1,500 humans, for tasks like hoisting and stamping and welding. Atlas joined this workforce in the parts warehouse, demonstrating autonomous operation in an active manufacturing environment. This represents a turning point where humanoid robots transition from controlled demonstrations to commercial deployment in functioning factories. What makes this moment different from previous robot deployments is the AI integration. When 60 Minutes visited Boston Dynamics in 2021, Atlas was a bulky hydraulic robot that ran and jumped using algorithms written by engineers. The current Atlas features an all-electric body powered by an AI brain using NVIDIA's advanced microchips. This allows the robot to learn tasks and improve through experience rather than following pre-programmed instructions. Scott Quindesma, head of robotics research at Boston Dynamics, explained that programming robots has fundamentally changed. The company now uses teaching and demonstrations and machine learning instead of manual programming. Atlas learns through supervised learning, where engineers wearing virtual reality headsets control the robot directly, guiding it through tasks until it masters them. The data generated from these demonstrations trains AI models that enable Atlas to perform tasks autonomously. Boston Dynamics also captures human movements using motion capture suits. Engineers record people performing exercises or work tasks, then process this data through machine learning. More than 4,000 digital Atlas robots train in simulation for 6 hours, attempting to replicate captured movements. The system adds challenges like slippery floors or inclines or stiff joints to find optimal approaches. Once one Atlas learns a skill, the knowledge uploads to all Atlas robots. Figure AI achieved significant results at BMW's Spartanburg plant in South Carolina. The facility is BMW's largest manufacturing operation in the world. Figure deployed its Figure 02 humanoid robots in the body shop for sheet metal handling tasks. According to reports, the robots achieved a 400% efficiency gain and loaded over 90,000 parts during pilot operations that concluded in late 2025. The Figure robots use Helix, an end-to-end neural network that maps vision directly to motor action. Unlike traditional industrial robots that require rigid cages and precise pre-programmed paths, the humanoid robots work alongside humans in existing factory layouts. The Figure 03 model, introduced in 2026, features 4th-generation hands with 16 degrees of freedom and human-equivalent strength, along with integrated palm cameras and fingertip sensors for tactile feedback. Tesla deployed over 1,000 Optimus humanoid robots across its global manufacturing facilities as of January 2026. The robots handle autonomous parts processing at Gigafactory Texas and the Fremont facility. This represents the first large-scale commercial application of general-purpose humanoid robotics in high-speed manufacturing environments. Tesla CEO Elon Musk stated the company aims to produce 1 million Optimus robots annually, with production ramp-up targeted to begin operation toward the end of 2026. The speed of AI advancement enabled these deployments. Robert Plater, CEO of Boston Dynamics, stated there is significant excitement in the industry about building robots smart enough to become general purpose. The robots learn new tasks faster than previous generations and adapt through repetition. 5 or 6 years ago, many roboticists would have considered current capabilities impossible. These developments raise questions about workforce impacts. When asked about job displacement concerns, Plater acknowledged that work changes and that repetitive and back-breaking labor will increasingly be done by robots. However, he emphasized that these robots are not fully autonomous and require management and construction and training and servicing. The robots create new categories of work even as they automate existing tasks. Goldman Sachs predicts the humanoid robot market will reach $38 billion within the decade. Boston Dynamics and other US robot makers compete against Chinese companies that are scaling rapidly. Plater stated that while he believes the United States remains technically ahead, China's scale of investment poses a real threat. Chinese manufacturers including UBTech and BYD and multiple automakers entered humanoid robotics in 2025, with some companies planning to deploy thousands of units in 2026. UBTech produced its 1000th Walker S2 humanoid robot and has delivered over 500 units for deployment. The company plans to produce 10,000 units in 2026. BYD aims for 1,500 humanoids in 2025, ramping to 20,000 by 2026. At least 15 Chinese automakers entered humanoid robotics in 2025, leveraging existing supply chains for motors and batteries and control systems. Hyundai holds an 88% stake in Boston Dynamics, having invested over $1 billion. The carmaker plans to manufacture 30,000 robots annually by 2028. Atlas units will work in Hyundai's Georgia factories for part sequencing, initially expanding to component assembly by 2030. Hyung-Soo Kim, Hyundai's head of global strategy, traveled from South Korea to observe Atlas testing and stated the company is on track with development. Current humanoid robots still have significant limitations. Quindesma noted that most daily human activities remain too difficult for Atlas and other humanoids. Tasks like putting on clothes or pouring coffee and walking with it exceed current capabilities. However, he emphasized that researchers now see a pathway to achieve these skills through continued AI development. The robots operate in factories and warehouses and controlled indoor spaces with predictable layouts and consistent lighting and standardized workflows. Outdoor and unstructured applications remain years away. Despite being marketed as general purpose, the robots currently perform narrow task sets, including moving totes and placing parts and visual inspections. True generalization will require additional development time. Production capacity is expanding across all major manufacturers. Figure AI announced a manufacturing facility in Austin with 12,000 unit initial capacity, scaling to 100,000 annually. Agility Robotics operates an Oregon factory capable of building over 10,000 digit robots per year. Investment capital reflects growing commercialization confidence, with venture capital investment in humanoid robotics reaching $2.5 billion in 2024. The robots working in factories today represent early-stage deployments. Companies are testing reliability and measuring productivity gains and refining integration processes. Labor unions and policymakers are raising questions about displacement speed, calling for robot taxes and enhanced social safety nets as these machines move from factories into broader society. Analysts predict that if current pilots succeed, deployments could reach tens of thousands of units by 2028 to 2030. Factories around the world are quietly testing humanoid robots for real work, marking a shift from demonstrations to deployment. This transition is happening now, not in some distant future. Subscribe to AI Tech Academy for ongoing coverage of humanoid robot deployments and their impact on manufacturing. Drop a comment with your thoughts on robots working factory shifts alongside humans. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.